Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see the year 2057. Now the heat of the sun is almost completely reduced. Therefore, the cold on Earth has increased tremendously. So many died. To solve this problem, the government sends 8 scientists in a spaceship called the Arcus 1 to bombard the sun. Because it is their plan that the sun will shine again through nuclear fusion. Arcus 1 lost its approach to the sun. Scientists don't even know where Arcus 1 went. So they send the Arcus 2 spacecraft to the sun with 8 astronauts 7 years later. The captain of the mission is Kaneda. He tells his team that we are going to enter the dead zone. So all of you should send final messages to your family. Robert sends a message to his home saying that I can't talk to you anymore. If the sun shines again in a few days, you will consider us successful in our work. Because of Robert's long video recording, others are unable to send messages to their families. There is a fight between Mace and Robert on the same issue. Captain Kaneda looks at the old messages of Pinbaker. He is captain of Arcus 1. Just then Corazon comes there and tells him that our garden produces the right amount of oxygen. But Kaneda is busy looking through Pinbaker's old messages. Kaneda doesn't understand why Pinbaker is happy about the damage to his spaceship. Harvey on the other hand sees the signals of the Arcus 1 spaceship. They are thinking that should they proceed towards their mission? Or go where Arcus 1 is? Mace says we must complete the mission first. But the rest of the people says, on Arcus 1 may still be alive. Water and oxygen are also thought to exist. Also if we find the bomb in Arcus 1 our mission is almost complete. Robert has a lot of knowledge about bombs. So the decision is left to him. After thinking for a while he decides to go to Arcus 1. Everyone agrees with his decision. Because of this discussion, they forgot to set the shields on their spaceship to prevent the heat from the sun. They go very close to the sun. Just then the alarms rings in the spaceship. Soon Kaneda and Robert go outside to repair the spaceship. On the other hand, Trey removes the panels on the spaceship. Then the intense heat of the sun hits the spaceship. Hence the entire garden in the spaceship will be destroyed. If they don't change the shield angle of the spaceship quickly, the entire spaceship will be destroyed. If they do this, the lives of Kaneda and Robert outside may be in danger. Cassie and Harvey think let's wait for a while. But Mace says nothing is more important to us than this mission. Kaneda also agrees to his words. Kaneda sends Robert in, and he goes to fix the last panels. Later he dies from the heat of the sun. Now Harvey becomes captain. Harvey says garden are completely destroyed so we have no oxygen. Now we should go Arcus 1 anyway. Mace, Corazon and Cassie are talking after everyone leaves. Corazon tells them that in order for our spaceship to have enough oxygen for everyone, 3 people have to leave the spaceship. After approaching Arcus 1, Harvey, Doctor and Mace go inside. The 3 of them split up and search for what's in Arcus 1. Doctor finds that there is water in the ship. Harvey walks towards the garden. Now they have enough oxygen in there. The computer on that ship is still working. Then the captain sees an old video of Pinbaker. Half of Pinbaker's face was burnt. Pinbaker says we want to stop this mission. Because we have no right to change God's creation. On the other hand Mace learns that someone has broken the main frame of the spaceship. No one can use the spaceship because the main frame is broken. Just then the 2 ships will separate. Arcus 2 is moving away from Arcus 1. It has only 1 spacesuit. Both of them decide to give that spacesuit to Robert. Because only Robert has knowledge about bombs. Then Harvey gets an idea. He tears Arcus 1 sheets and wraps them around his body. The ship system is malfunctioning. For that a person has to open the back door. Doctor agrees that he will do this work. Doctor agrees to this task, knowing that he will die when the door is opened. Then they use pressure and move towards Arcus 2. Robert goes into the ship. But Harvey gets lost in space. The doctor in Arcus 1 walks over to the corpses inside and sits down. Then the sunlight falls on him. He will die from the heat. Mace realizes that the 2 ships did not get away on their own. Someone did this on purpose. Robert says who did all this? Then Corazon tells them that if they don't have 1 person on the ship now, they can complete this mission with 4 people. Mace hears this and decides to kill Trey. He didn't want to kill Trey, but he had to do it for the people on Earth. He then sets out to kill Trey. But he is already dead. Mace wonders who killed Trey. The ship's system shows that 5 are alive. A person unknown to them was in the observation room. Soon Robert goes to that room. There is a Pinbaker in the room. He separates the 2 ships and kills Trey. Pinbaker immediately attacks Robert. So Robert gets hurt in the stomach. Then Robert activates full sunlight mode on the computer and runs away. But nothing happened to Pinbaker. He follows Robert. Robert goes into a room and closes the door. Then Pinbaker locks the room from outside. He then tries to destroy the ship's systems. Hence all the lights in the ship will be switched off. On the other hand, Corazon sees a small plant in the garden. Then Pinbaker comes from behind and kills her. Robert puts on a jacket to stop his bleeding. Cassie is lying down. A power outage wakes her up. Then she takes the torchlight and walks in the spaceship. Then she suddenly sees Pinbaker and runs away. In the control room, Mace starts the system with the help of emergency button. But the artificial intelligence on the ship is not working. He sees Robert on camera. He tells him to speak on the mic. Robert tells him everything about Pinbaker and what happened. Mace immediately goes to the coolant tank. He goes into cold water to fix the panels. Setting the panels will turn on all the lights on the ship. Pinbaker follows Cassie. She attacks him when the lights turn on. Before the power comes, Pinbaker thought Trey is Cassie and attacks him. But Trey is already dead. When Cassie gets a chance, she attacks him and hides in the bomb room. On the other hand, Mace's leg gets stuck in water. He is very cold. Mace contacted Robert and says we got into orbit. Computers are not working, so you have to detach the bomb module from the spaceship and operate it manually. Moreover, Mace tells Robert that he has to complete this mission at any cost. Robert then puts on a suit and drills a hole in the spaceship. Through it he can go directly to the control room. Then he removes the plastic over the emergency button. He ties himself to the ship with a rope. Then he presses the button. Due to the pressure inside and outside, the door will be blasted. Then he goes straight to the control room. There he starts the process of separating the bomb module from the spaceship. He then jumps out of the spaceship towards the bomb module. Then the heat of the sun burns up the entire spaceship. After that he goes into the module and meets Cassie. Then Pinbaker attacks them. He beats Robert. Then Cassie attacks Pinbaker. Then Pinbaker attacks her. Cassie tells Robert to complete the mission. Immediately he goes to the controls and releases the bomb towards the sun. Later sunlight kills them all. On the other hand, Robert's mother on Earth watches his video. She takes her daughters and watches the sunrise coming after many years. This is how this movie ends.